Let's prep some veggies and protein to make life easier for the next few days. This is not a full meal prep meal plan. I don't know about you, but I don't like eating the same few meals 5 days in a row. So this is just some snack prep and ingredient prep that we're gonna be able to compose some meals out of, but we can simply use it to add to other meals or snack straight from the fridge. There's gonna be a few variants of vegetables, fresh baked pancakes, also a couple proteins like marinated eggs and tofu. But without further ado, let's get into it.
Okay, this is all the ingredients you'll need for this Sunday's prep. These are 3 veggies I had that were about to go off. Those will go into some Korean vegetable pancakes. Of course, you'll need some food containers, a couple glass jars, and a bowl to store all the delicious food we're about to make. First thing, let's turn on the oven to 430 degrees Fahrenheit or 220 degrees Celsius. Right after that, I'm getting some water boiling for the boiled eggs. And I made a Substack post with all the recipes collected in one spot. You can follow the link in the description, it's totally free. And use this video as your guide for what order to make everything in, to do it as efficiently as possible.
I've never seen this.
Okay, so we're starting with prepping some vegetables that will go into the oven for roasting. I was craving butternut squash, but you can do any vegetables you want. For example, zucchini, mushrooms, bell peppers, potatoes, of course. The water is now boiling, so let's get our eggs in. I did 8 or even 9 here. I used a spoon to help me drop them very carefully into the hot water. Then I start a timer for 6.5 minutes. Now we can go back to finish cutting our oven veg. I'm doing just big chunks. But the squash won't go in alone. I'm also opening up 2 blocks of tofu, extra firm. I chose tofu because it's so easy to flavor however you like. Plus, it goes with so many things, you can basically add it to any meal as a topper. Of course, different rice bowls, but also wraps, even sandwiches or your breakfast plate. Looks like the eggs are done, so let's drain those and pour some cold water over them a couple times and put to the side. I'm doing a lazy version and flavoring everything already on the baking tray. One tofu block is flavored with sambalolek, but gochujang or sriracha would go fabulously here. The other one is simply barbecue sauce. It would be better to marinate these for a while, but like I said, lazy version. Everything gets salt and pepper, and I put some paprika powder on the butternut squash. Don't forget a little bit of oil on everything as well, and then just make sure everything is coated evenly. I decided to go in with my hands here, but you can of course use a spoon. Into the oven these go for 20 minutes, then we stir and then 20 more minutes, alright? Plenty of time for us to continue our prep. For the Korean vegetable pancakes, I'm doing daikon radish, carrot, and zucchini, which is probably the most normal ones to put in there, along with some mushrooms and maybe some spicy peppers. I'll put a super legit recipe by Mangchi linked below, but in my Substack there's also like a simplified recipe.
It's a pretty hot day and I'm getting pretty sweaty, so get yourself a nice cold drink with your prepping time.
For the pancake veg, I'm simply cutting them into thin matchstick shapes. Oh, and you can probably use other veggies too, you don't have to use these. You can go full carrot and onion, or maybe some cabbage. But I think some onion in there is really good for the flavor, so I'm adding half a yellow onion. Also cut into similar thin slices. We'll just add these into the bowl as well and put this to the side for now. If you've never made pickled red onions before, this is your sign. It's seriously so easy. I just slice them into thin half moons and pack as many as I can into this little glass jar. A few of them didn't end up fitting, but that's okay. I'll just keep them to the side and we'll add them into something else later on. Before we make this super simple pickling brine, I just want to finish up cutting all the vegetables. This thinly sliced jalapeno is for some marinated, also Korean eggs. These will go so well as a topper for the savory pancakes. Timer went off, which means it's time to stir the veggies and tofu. Just give those a little flip.
The pumpkin and tofu has been in for 20 minutes at 430 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's do another 20 and it should be done.
Last couple of things for the marinade are lots of garlic and spring onion. Again, I'll put a more legit recipe for these down below, this time by Tiffy Cooks. and my simplified recipe in my Substack. Next, we're adding soy sauce to the bottom of this container and a little bit of sugar. Only thing I was missing was toasted sesame seeds. It's really good in this, but it's still gonna be delicious without it in case you can't find it either. Simply peeling the eggs and putting them straight in the marinade. The yolks should be jammy after the 6.5 minutes, but if you like them more on the runny side, do maybe 6 minutes. These are so good with rice or instant ramen, or honestly just eat by themselves to snack on. And that's our first dish done. Next up, let's do another super simple one. I'm just prepping some carrot sticks to have for easy dipping. I used one kind of giant carrot, but you could of course use more smaller ones, and then cover them with some cold water. This is gonna help them stay crunchy and fresh in the fridge for up to 2 weeks. Onto the simple pickling marinade, I'm using 1 part vinegar, which today was 1/4 cup. Oh, and looks like our veg and tofu is done as well. I think it came out looking really delicious. Just let those cool to the side. Okay, pickling liquid. This is a 1-2-3 pickling liquid, so we did 1 part vinegar, we're doing 2 parts sugar, and 3 parts water. This all goes into a pot over medium heat, and we're just stirring until the sugar is dissolved. It doesn't need to boil or anything, it's just gonna get warm. Pour that over our thinly sliced onions, and it's ready to go into the fridge. Every time I make these, I question why I don't always have a jar in the fridge. But I think after this time I will continue to make them because I topped everything with these onions. It's so good. And they last a really long time. Just remember to use clean utensils when you pick out the onions to not introduce bad bacteria. Okay, this is the last vegetable we're cutting, I promise. I had to make room in the smaller bowl, plus I think I needed a bigger bowl for the pancake mix anyway. I'm simply seasoning the cabbage salad with vinegar and mixed herbs, salt and pepper. It's a really nice combination, and I like to use cabbage for a side salad because it lasts a long time in the fridge.
I started at 1 today and it's now 2:40, so it's been 1 hour and 40 minutes. And oven is turned off. I'll need the stove for these pancakes. So I'm gonna finish the last 2 couple cold preps, and then all that's left is fry up these pancakes. And I'm gonna do that with some music or podcast, and it's just gonna fly by, and then we're done in under 3 hours, for sure.
For the savory vegetable pancakes, you just need to add a bit of flour and water to make a batter coating the vegetables. Oh, and I added the onion into the cabbage salad and massaging it for a few minutes to make it a bit softer. And we need one sweet thing, right? I'm making a simple chia seed pudding, chocolate flavor. Stir together the cacao maple syrup with a pinch of salt, adding a splash of the milk to help stir together into a paste. This is just to eliminate any lumps. Then we're adding the rest of the milk, 400 milliliters. And of course, you can make any flavored chia seed pudding you want here. Instead of the cacao, add some cinnamon or vanilla or matcha or whatever. And to this, I'm adding 5 tablespoons of chia seeds. I really love how the thickness came out with this ratio. Not too thick, but not too thin either. Make sure to stir this again after 10 minutes to prevent clumping.
One thing left, let's do this.
You heard me, let's fry up the pancakes and be done. I'm adding a bit of oil and a bit of butter. The oil helps prevent the butter from turning brown too quick. I decided to fry 3 smaller ones at a time, but you could also do 1 big one. I tried to make them kind of thin here. It's okay if it looks a bit messy, they're still gonna come out perfect. I tried adding the lid for the first round, but honestly you don't need it. Cook them over a medium-high heat. You want them to be a bit crispy and deeply browned, even browner than this honestly. A few minutes on each side, and I actually like it when the veggies are still a bit crunchy.
And we're done. It's now 3:30 in the afternoon, so it took 2.5 hours with cleanup because while I was frying the pancakes, just letting them be for a few minutes on each side, I was cleaning the kitchen. So 2.5 hours with cleanup, pancakes are done, the rest is in the fridge. I did actually want to do bean spread or like a dip for the veggie sticks, but I actually have a couple of store-bought dips that I haven't finished yet. So I obviously want to finish those first. But anyway, now that it's all ready, I thought I'd bring you guys along for the next few days of meals. just to show you how I bring it all together. I think that's it. Oh, I also kind of was thinking about prepping some cucumber sticks, but as you saw the carrot sticks in water, that's a really good trick for carrots. It makes them last and stay really crispy for, I've heard, up for 2 weeks. But cucumbers don't work like that. I think you would just put them in some paper towel and it would last for a couple days. So I think I'll just cut up cucumber when I want it, honestly. Okay, I think that's it for real now. So yeah, enjoy the rest of the video.
Here's some beauty shots of the finished product. You can add these components onto your usual meals for added vegetables and protein. Here I just put everything together into a lunchy plate. And that evening I obviously didn't want to cook anymore, but I did make a simple garlic yogurt sauce to go in a wrap. 2 cloves of garlic added into some thick natural yogurt with some salt and pepper. I heated up the butternut squash and barbecue tofu for just a minute in the microwave, cut up some cucumber, added extra barbecue sauce and a little bit of feta, and almost like a blanket of that pickled onion. This was probably my favorite thing I made with the prep, so delicious. The next morning, I simply ate the chocolate chia pudding with some thick yogurt. You can add some nuts or seeds to this, berries or fruit, granola, but it's still really good just like this as a little snack. It's a really nice chocolate milk kind of flavor, and I love the texture of chia seeds. For lunch, I made a simple omelette. By just adding some of the butternut squash, I just heated it up for a little bit in the microwave, along with some feta cheese. I love the feta here. Crack a black pepper and fold it together. Of course, topped with that pickled red onion. I loved having things in the fridge I could just throw in like that. And probably the thing I made the most with this prep, just a nice snacky plate. I made a simple tuna salad by adding some of that yogurt with a little bit of mustard and cembalolik for flavor. The heated up pancake with some eggs on top was a really nice warm component. Crispy carrot sticks, pickly onions, crackers on the side as well. Endless snacking. I also loved adding the tofu to other meals for extra protein. Thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!